In this class, I'll show you some of the different augmented reality apps you can use with your students for both in the classroom and for remote learning. Let's take a look. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use two different Google applications to view objects in augmented reality. The first app is called Google Expeditions, and the second app is called Google Arts and Culture. If you've already watched my videos on virtual reality, you'll be familiar with these apps already. So let's take a look at Expeditions. So as you can see, there's quite a wide range of content in this app, and there's lots of things to kind of see and look through. And things that will suit a real wide variety of different subjects. From things like science, engineering, geography, history, lots of different types of content. So to look for augmented reality content, you can either search at the top through the search bar, or you can tap this button here which says AR, and that will show you everything available on the app that you can view in augmented reality. There's lots on here for science, for example. So let's take a look at this one. So once I click on one, I just need to tap here to download it, and it will usually take about 10 to 15 seconds to download onto a device. Once it's downloaded, however, it will stay on there. So if you've bought a set of classroom phones or classroom tablets, you can pre-prepare this and have them downloaded ready onto each device for your students to view them straight away. So with augmented reality, I've got two different options to choose from. I've got simply View in AR, and I've got Guide. So I'll show you the first option, which is View in AR. So if you tap on it, it will open up your phone's camera, and it will map out flat surfaces that your camera can see. So in this case, I'm just going to tap in the middle of the screen, and I'm going to pinch just to change the size. And I can see a nice little animated bird inside a tree there. So I can pinch to make it bigger and smaller. And if I pick my tablet up, I can actually move around it and see it from different angles. So it's quite cool. Then at the bottom here, I can swipe along to the right, and I can see different objects. In this case, I think I've got a jaguar climbing up a tree. This app also comes with content as well, so you can read a little bit more about each one as you go. So let's go back and have a look at something else. So another nice one here is cells. Cells are always a great thing to view in augmented reality because you can't view them in real life, but you can view them quite nicely in augmented reality. So in this case, I can tap where I want it to appear. I usually have to pinch to change the size, as that's usually quite massive. However, if you're in a classroom, that might be quite cool because it would appear almost the size of the room scale to fit around your classroom. So in this example, you can see you can get a really nice 3D idea of what a cell looks like, which is quite different from viewing it in a textbook or viewing a picture from the internet, for example. And again, I can swipe across and I can see different features. So this one's a really nice example. The other option that I have when viewing content here is something called Guide. Now, similarly to the virtual reality content that I showed you in the last section, this allows you to basically control the screens of other students' devices, so you can control what they see through their devices whilst they're using the same app. So what you need to do is make sure that everyone's got the app open, and then they tap on Guide. You can print out these AR markers that go around the classroom, and there's a kind of a number of AR markers that you print out, and each marker is for a specific object. Different objects that we can view in AR. And these are tagged to different markers that you print out, and then your students can go around the room and they can see these different objects on the different markers available. So it's quite fun, it's quite cool. And you can kind of control, obviously, how it's viewed and when it's viewed. You can search at the top through the search bar, or you can filter by different types of content as well here if you're looking for something in particular. There's about 200 different experiences on this app, so it will take time to kind of wander through and find what you're looking for, but you can find things a little bit more quickly at the top here. At the bottom here, you can also look at your library to see what you've already downloaded, and here gives you options if you're a teacher and you want to control content that your class can see. So that's Google Expeditions. Over the next few months, Google is planning to phase out this app, but they're looking to incorporate a lot of the content inside Google Arts and Culture, which is the second app that I'm going to show you now. So Google Arts and Culture is a similar idea. It's got lots of fun experiences that your students can take part in using emerging technologies. So there's lots of things you can do with virtual reality, augmented reality, and even things like artificial intelligence and machine learning. And it's one of these apps that you can just mindlessly and endlessly scroll through, as there's so much content and it feels like it never ends, but in a really kind of nice, fun way. So if you want to search for content in augmented reality, the best way to start is at the search bar at the top, and you can either type in AR or augmented reality. So let's go for this first one here. And this is a topic page filled with lots of different things that you can see. So you can see we've got animals, space, history, art, architecture, for example. So let's have a look at history. I can see this object, and I can, using one finger, I can rotate it around and see it from lots of different angles. And here on an iPad, the quality is really quite detailed, there's no lag, and the 3D scanning of this object is really quite something. So I can pinch to resize, and I can use one finger to rotate around and see it from different angles. I can also, at the bottom here, view in augmented reality. So if I tap this button, it will download the AR model. On a tablet, it will usually only show quite a small screen on this device, but if you're using a phone, then it will usually be a lot bigger. So again, I can pinch down to size. Move it forwards a little bit, and then I can pick up my tablet and view it as if it's in the real world. And the wonderful thing about these objects is because they're such high quality, it really does feel like it's sat there on your table right next to you as an ornament. So let's have a look at some more content. So going back to where we were, we can also look at ancient animals. We can look at underwater animals. We can experience the Big Bang through a slightly different app, get lost in space. And we can even see small places and hang it up in your living room. Another way that you can experience the AR features on this app is by using this button in the center here at the bottom with the Google colours, so green, yellow, red and blue button, and it looks like a camera. If I press this button, I'll have to rotate my screen round, but it gives me a variety of different options that I can play with. So these are really good if you say, for example, an art student, or you're taking your students to an art gallery or a museum, for example. So with Pocket Gallery here, let's download this one. And then I just drag it into my view. And in this case, I can actually pick up my tablet or my phone and I can move it round, and it feels like I've actually got an art gallery inside the room that I'm in. And I can actually walk around the room, or I can just drag with my finger and it allows me to move through this art gallery as if I was inside a virtual space. So a really nice use of augmented reality here that almost feels a little bit like virtual reality. And I can obviously go up and see particular paintings in more detail and actually get some information about them as well. Another option here is Art Projector. So in this case, I can see what the girl with the pearl earring looks like. Another interesting feature is Art Filter, where I can make myself look as if I were in a famous painting. Looking at another model here, I can also imagine what the Chauvet cave in France might look like. So let's download this one. And I'll be able to imagine what it looks like as if I was actually there. So it almost feels like I'm inside the cave, even though I'm not able to go there. In this example, I can also see what it looks like to be inside a fort. So as you can see, there are quite a lot of different uses of augmented reality within this app. You can try out lots of different paintings, see what they look like in the room inside me, and I can visit different galleries and different places around the world and see lots of different 3D models as well. So here there's 357 different 3D objects that I can tour as well and search through. So with this app, your possibilities are endless.